So there's a few things I want to talk about in today's video covering Black Ops 7 Zombies. Now, this isn't really a video talking about plenty of new stuff. It's kind of just talking about what's trending, what should be going on right now inside of Zombies, and one change we did see today, which is actually kind of cool. So drop a like, subscribe to the channel, buckle in, and without further ado, let's get right on into the video. If you guys do want to unlock Dark Matter, Nebula, or Abyss camo, be sure to check out SpazosSentMe.com. They are the biggest and most reliable in Call of Duty, which will help you grind out weekly events, camos, unlocks completely legitimately for Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. Be sure to check them out. Code Spazo for 10% off. Link is in the bio of the channel. So one thing I want to talk about first is Zombies Week. Now, Zombies Week was talked about from the devs on the COD pod, where they talked about basically Black Ops 7 Zombies' reveal, the gameplay. It's all going to need its own week, that there is just so much content that early September, keyword early September, it's going to need its entire week to show everything, right? So a lot of the community was kind of hyped around this, especially today. Today being Monday, the last week of early September, there was crickets, okay? So COD Zombies News, shout out to him over on Twitter, official. Treyarch cut out the part in the COD pod where they talked about the week of zombies. As a reminder, COD pod was filmed live during Gamescom. In the official re-upload at 9:23, Treyarch says we got a teeny tiny little taste of what is coming to Zombies and Black Ops 7 before cutting and talking about the original crew. In the Gamescom version, Treyarch says we got a teeny tiny little taste of what is coming to Zombies and Black Ops 7 because we dedicated Zombies reveal is just a few weeks away. We can't just give you a look. There's a lot to give. It needs its own week. So funny enough, basically they didn't do nothing today. Whether they forgot, they're lying, something happened, they can't post nothing about it. There is nothing to post about it, but they said early September. It's now the last week of early September. If it needed its own week, if there's this much content, today would have been a day where they posted this stuff. The internet, or basically the Zombies community, is pretty angry about this, and rightfully so. Instead of releasing or revealing some of the potential future gameplays of Black Ops 7 Zombies, they went into Black Ops 6, patched a few things like the Mr. Peaks Wonder Bar strat where you could just get infinite wonder weapons, which was pretty broken. I will give it to them. Should have been patched. That isn't really supposed to be in the game. You have to admit it. It wasn't something that is right in the game. But they went ahead and did that instead of doing something that they kind of promised their fan base. But they didn't just promise their fan base. They basically took what they said, deleted it, threw it under the rug, and acted as it never happened. Didn't say a word. Weren't like, hey man, tomorrow we're going to have reveals. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And people are mad about it. When it's rightfully so. You should be. It definitely is pretty irritating. Most people kind of woke up this morning like, hell yeah, we're going to have Black Ops 7. A lot of creators were like, hell yeah, Black Ops 7 today. We're going to see some Zombies content, which I don't know. I'm not really mad too much about it. I don't really care. I kind of just, November 14th, the game's going to drop. That's when we're going to check it out. I'm not really too into the reveals and stuff, but I definitely understand people kind of coming from with this whole thing. Now, here's where it gets a little bit funny. If you guys see on screen, we have the Call of Duty Black Ops 7 Vault Edition for $99.99. Now, cool. But if we take a look at Ted right here in the middle, we can see kind of he has like the human, cyborg, just kind of robotic looking body, right? Normal, just looks like a normal robot, not something typically out of transit that we remember in Black Ops 2. So today on Twitter, Treyarch went ahead and posted, in the spirit of addressing some recent feedback, we're making a few visual changes to some of our Vault Edition operators, starting with our favorite post-apocalyptic bus driver. We think it's pretty face melting. So they went ahead today and they changed Ted completely. They gave him a complete remodel, basically melted his face, made him look more like the Black Ops 2 version of him, kind of threw on what looks to be almost the thunder gun on him, gave him ray gun elbows, just a ton of different things. But that's not only it. He's walking somewhere, and in Call of Duty, when we see an operator walking around or kind of doing some gestures in an open area with some color in the background, usually, what is it? It's usually the background for the game. So I think it's pretty obvious. This is going to be Black Ops 7's Zombies background. Now, I believe in Cold War Zombies, it was pretty bland at first. It was straight up ugly, but we didn't really know no different because that was like the first game I think that did that. So it was just whatever. And then obviously they updated it later on down the road, which they're obviously going to be able to do it with this. We can kind of see almost like some shadows in the background. I don't know, maybe a little bit of some buildings, whatever it is. But I don't know how I feel about this. I like the way they did Ted, but I also like the way it was in the pre-order version, where it was more human-y with his human skin, just kind of real. And I almost kind of don't like this, because if you pre-ordered this off of that, you might not like that. And now you're not happy that you pre-ordered the game because they changed something. And I know a lot of people maybe complained about it, but I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who bought this for that skin. Not specifically for it, like I'm going to spend $100 so I can play as him, but maybe it had something to do with it. And if you don't get them both as a skin, it's kind of like, you know, I can already see people being mad, and I am fully understanding if people are mad. I do like the updated thing. They definitely could have went like, okay, we're not going to tell nobody about this. We're not going to put it in the game, but instead we're going to put it as a zombies reward for when the game drops. This is going to be an operator skin that you could unlock via playing inside of the game for people. That would have did so much better. It would have been way cooler, right? And a lot of people are kind of negative about the background. Going back to kind of like the zombies week, I care, but in a sense, I'm not super mad. A lot more people are way more angry than me, because I know they're going to add different changes with like the reloaded updates and the season updates. They're going to have different backgrounds and stuff like that. Pretty sure that's how they did it in Cold War. If I'm wrong, let me know. But from what I remember, that is what I seen. It's what I remember. But it's definitely kind of crazy. Talking about Black Ops 7 Zombies, it kind of scares me a little bit, because Black Ops 7 Zombies is going to be open world, but with a mix of round-based zombies, where you go to the different POIs, and then it turns to round-based zombies. But you can just leave, drive your vehicle away, and it's kind of more open. You can kind of do whatever you want. But on Ted, okay, like I was just saying, we kind of have the wave gun from Moon. We got the regular ray gun, kind of maybe some other wonder weapons as well. It's kind of hard to tell. We got the jet gun toggles on his side. I think the thunder gun around him. It's just a little bit of things, but everything else this doesn't really buy to. But seeing this, it kind of makes me think about Black Ops 6, because Black Ops 6 was a game built strictly off nostalgia. The prestige emblems, obviously, they're kind of a main thing in Call of Duty right now. Whenever you hit a certain hundreds of levels, you get these unlocked. But Black Ops 6, guns, rewards, everything was kind of like, hey man, you hit this, you get this from this game. You hit this, you get this from this game. It was a game of nostalgia bait. They bait you with these old cool things to bring you back. The ray gun, the jet gun, stuff like that, right? The ice staff that had nothing to do with the tomb, right? It's okay, but this gives me the feeling that they're opening the door for that nostalgic bait again. Now, seeing Black Ops 7, seeing the gameplay, seeing the other operators in the pre-order Vault Edition, it doesn't look like they can do that, but they could, just off of this. Obviously, they're bringing back the OG characters, which again is cool, but I really hope this isn't a sign like, hey, we're gonna put this stuff in here to make it super cool, so the OG players like it, they buy it, they play it. Hopefully not, because that is a big problem with the game, man, is reuse things and just using everything that was popular once and trying to make it popular once again. It doesn't work. Let me know what you guys think about this inside of the comment section. I know this was kind of a video about me rambling on a little bit, but I do think there's some truth to what I'm trying to say. Let me know again. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out. Have a good one. Peace.